Because we get into some pretty heavy, heavy topics that probably on a larger scale would cause a couple people to call the radio station and complain. Oh, what do I do with my spare time? I make out with Rhett's dog. Remnants. Hey, listen, 36% of you who watch my YouTube channel are not subscribed. That's screwing me over. I'm losing good money on that. It's 2 clicks. Hit the subscribe and notify bell. Do it, please.
Adria Valentino, Australia, from Australia. You guys rock. $30 rent.
For real? On Rumble?
On Rumble.
Wow. An Australian person.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe as we're getting ready to do Bubba Army Radio, redo it, reskin it, make it better, got a big gimmick for you. You wouldn't believe Mike Rowe, the guy who talks to Macho Man about all the analytics and statistics and stuff like that about Bubba Army Radio. You wouldn't believe, like Lemmy, one of our top 5 cities is Helsinki.
I know.
Like we get people that listen to us in
Finland? Isn't our number 1 city in the U.S. like something weird too?
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Tacoma.
To Tacoma, Washington.
What up, Tacoma?
Like, what's up, Tacoma? Do we got like an entire
Sleeper cell?
floor?
Just a whole cluster.
Like, what's going on? Do we have like an entire business, that has every one of everybody on that floor of accountants listen to they're all fans? We got, I don't know, 150 hookups at any one time from Tacoma, Washington. Yeah. What the hell's going on? I don't even know.
Not complaining.
Love you guys. And boy, Bubba Army Radio is about ready to get a lot better. And you may not go to Bubba Army Radio today. You may just maybe you only watch our YouTube stuff. Maybe you only watch us on Rumble. Maybe you only get us through TuneIn. Or everybody's kind of got their own little way as to how they get their show. Maybe you're just a downloader and you're a trucker and you're actually sleeping right now. But today when your shift starts, you'll go download the show and watch it or listen to it as you're gear jamming across America. So, Bubba Army Radio is about to get really, really, really cool. We're going to add a couple features that I think are going to make people, that regularly don't go to Bubba Army Radio, go there frequently.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Oh, 100%.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Bubba. Good morning. First of all, I just want to call and say thank you because I'm actually talking to a radio legend. Thank you for taking this phone call. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It sounds like you're on the road, maybe full trucker effect, hauling a long haul, and that's why I'm allowing the Bluetooth less than better quality on the air Bluetooth, because I know that you cannot. If you're driving a semi, you got to be on Bluetooth. Like there's a way dispatch can even tell or something like that. So I understand, and I don't have a problem with the quality of your call, sir. Go ahead.
Well,
I agree.
Okay. So, first of all, you were talking about Randy Michaels this morning, and I remember working at an Acor station in Louisville, and I remember Randy coming in, and he had a piece of paper, and he said, "This is our guidelines. Don't lose the license." And it was like the Wild West, man. That was the best. And
Yep.
It's like you just brought back really good memories of that.
One of the problems why radio has sunk to the septic area that it has become is they fire air personalities for being a little outlandish instead of picking up the phone and saying, "Listen, Karen, hey Karen, that's calling in and saying you're going to protest the radio station, whatever. We stand behind this guy. We're sorry he made an Asian joke that offended you, but if you don't like it, don't listen." Boom, and they'd hang up on you. Now it's that guy. Now it's that guy gets suspended for doing an Asian impersonation joke. That's the problem with radio. Everybody's afraid for a complaint call or a complaint tweet. The 5 or 6 or 7 or 800 sock puppet accounts. Who It's not no longer who has the best programming. It's who's got the best troll game, or anti-troll game, or who can withstand the trolls.
Honestly, I remember when I was in Fort Myers and I was listening to you on 98 Rock, and what happened to you I thought was just complete injustice. And this is during the Janet Jackson deal. And, I'm glad that you bounced back. But the fact that I'm talking to a legend, and your staff is amazing, and just keep up the great work. Thanks so much for taking my phone call.
And more importantly, you being a radio guy, and I'd like to take, I know, thank you for the accolades and thinking that I'm so damn good and what have you. Thank you.
Thank you for
I appreciate a fellow
truthful.
radio, like not just a fan, but a radio guy that has some radio knowledge to think that I'm, good. That makes me feel, very well. Thank you. So that being said, you having a little radio knowledge and knowing some of the people that I know and who I was trained by. And I mean, do you genuinely think the show is good, and do you like the show?
Yes, I do. And I'm not saying this just because I'm talking to you, but I live up here in the Louisville, Kentucky market. Because I remember hearing you on a station up here.
Yep, at night.
I don't know if I could say the.
Yeah, you can say. Of course, you can say the call there. Was it 96 Rock or something?
It was a WQMF, but I used to work at J-Core station. Originally, it was Regent, but when J-Core took over, I was still listening to you, and you were a really good inspiration. But to answer your question, radio, your show is the most entertaining because up here in this market, it's just dead. There's maybe one or two local shows. The rest are piped in. I think the only piped-in show is Bob and Tom, and that's about it.
But I mean, men skewing, men targeted talk radio. The Lex and Terrys, the Bob and Toms, the Todd and Tylers, the Bobby Bones, that. In that world, so to speak, I think we are absolutely the best in all of in that entire arena, but we will never be given an opportunity to compete on that level because corporate radio is so pussified and so scared of my either one, past reputation, or two, the swagger or the sound of this show as compared to what corporate would accept. Because we get into some pretty heavy, heavy topics that probably on a larger scale would cause a couple people to call the radio station and complain. I think that in conjunction with my past reputation, I think I'm officially blackballed, in radio, and it's sickening because if we were syndicated in L.A. or New York or Chicago or something other large cities on huge signals, I think that how fresh and non-woke and in your face that we are that our show is, when Dan's in here and when Brian's in here, we have a whole different, our show has such a different dynamic that I think that we would absolutely, it would much like be when Howard started infiltrating into these markets and it was the next big thing. I think we could actually revitalize morning radio because there would be a mass exodus to all this woke, pussified stuff that they put on the air now, and that we would literally take, Chicago and New York and L.A. and we completely take it by storm just because we're so refreshingly different than what's offered by today's. But would you not agree? We're blackballed. Otherwise, because we would be on, this show is good enough to be on any show in America. So since it's not, we're blackballed. We're blackballed.
No, exactly. I mean, you were completely Jay Leno'd out of Cox at this point, and that's what happened to you. And, you and Howard and O&A, I mean, you guys are like, oh, gosh, I mean, where do I begin? It's like now it's just everything's just dead in the water.
Everything's so homogenized. Everything's so homogenized and pasteurized and produced and pre-thought of everything is just it's a joke. It's just regular radio is a joke.
It really is. But on a lighter note, again, your staff is amazing. You're amazing. I'm going to get off the phone here, but have a blessed day, guys.
You
Take
too,
care.
radio.
God bless.
I'm going to start calling you radio guy. You're just radio guy, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
See you later, radio guy.